Humidor shop talk. Get ready. Humidor shop talk. Sports. Humidor shop talk. Cigars. Humidor shop talk. Get ready. Humidor shop talk. Get ready. Humidor shop talk.
Good morning, good people. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Humidor Sports and Cigars. Man, the end of the summer is here. We got a whole lot to talk about, man. I got the fellas with me. Let's get into it because we got a whole bunch of topics to go over, man. Football is here, college football, NFL. I mean, we WNBA. It's a little bit of everything going on, man. So without hesitation, I'm gonna start bringing in the crew. Bring in first my main man. Been on here from day one. 10 years low, baby. KDL 33. What up, Kevo?
What's happening, good people? Good Saturday morning. Feeling good. Labor Day weekend. Let's get it. Let's talk some sports.
No doubt, no doubt. And returning, man, he was with us, was one of the originals. Now, you know, he took a little hiatus. Now he back. My man Face, PG-13. Pat, what up, bro?
It wasn't no hiatus, man. It was called earning my finances. That was a hiatus. But
I tried to make it sound good.
Thank you for making it sound good, but I was making my money. But since we changed it up now, the schedule changed a little bit, I am back. Just for the people out there who are trying to get on to the link and couldn't so-called find it, I have posted the link to my page. I'm not totally for sure if it's actually streaming. So go check out my page on Facebook.com and see if it's streaming so you guys can tune in today.
And if nothing else, click on the link and one of you guys share. It's on my page as well. Or you can just go directly to YouTube and the Sports Zone Chicago page on YouTube and click on it. Or if you got real cool, you download the app. Put us on your big screen as well. We got our resident DJ returning, DJ DY Nemesis. What up, bro?
Yo. Top of the morning, everybody. That's Cole, associate producer.
DY.
Get it right.
For this episode, that's his title. Now, explain the Black Hans group.
So, for the next few weeks that I'm on the show, I plan to paint a caricature of myself, and I'm doing this week in honor of Black Hans Gruber.
So die hard, huh?
Right.
There it is.
Wow.
Man, you know what, man?
We done came a long way in 10 years.
Hey, we got a full house, and yes, pun intended, the big fella is here. What up, house? The living legend himself.
What's up, peoples? What's going down? Y'all know who it is. The big fella coming at you live and direct from parts unknown. Let's get it in, man. I'm ready to talk some sports because I seen some stuff this past week, man. Let's get it in.
That's my boy.
We got a whole lot to talk about. And, man, surprise. Guess who checked in from somewhere overseas? I think he locked up, but he ain't going to tell us the truth. But he is able to check in. Mr. SmokeFellas himself.
Oh, little fella.
Oh, hey. Hello there, sir.
Oh, Lamar Trail. Over there in Greece in the boys town of Greece. Come on, man.
He got the pink scarf and everything.
He got the nerve to label himself the Greek Mr. SmokeFellas.
Hey, you see that throwback picture he posted though? Didn't he have that haircut?
Yes, he did.
Man, didn't he?
Hey, Damani, he's still buffering. He must be in the basement of the Coliseum like he getting ready to fight gladiator style.
He thought they said the internet is good, but he don't understand other languages. they probably said breakfast is ready. He thought it meant the internet. But he's buffering. Whenever Mr. SmokeFella can jump in, man, we'll get him on in here. Man, let's jump into it, man. We got so much to talk about. I had to take my notes and eliminate some stuff, man. We just a lot to talk about. We're going to kick the show off, though. I saw my brother Will Wheat, SmokeFella brother Will Wheat in the building. What up, Will? So
What up, Will?
let's kick it off.
Gandy checked in too.
Who?
Gandy checked in too.
Oh, Pat's arch nemesis.
Hey, before we start, I would like to say happy anniversary to the Gandys.
Yes, sir.
Gandy.
Jerome Gandy won because Maria has elevated your life upon anything else you could imagine. That's it.
Here you go.
So look, guys, this is gonna be
this coverage.
of course with college football kicking off this week and NFL, we're gonna be talking a lot of football over the next 2 hours. But I want to start this off. Let's go WNBA Rookie of the Year battle. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese last night might have solidified it for Caitlin. 32-12 blowout win as Indiana defeated the Chicago Sky. Pretty big. So, guys, I put this topic on before the game last night because it was a big debate over who should be Rookie of the Year. So, DY, what you think? Who you got?
Well, I'll tell you this. The race is neck and neck. You know, there's not one person or one of these ladies who's really kind of like over glamorously outshining the other. But last night, I think has put Caitlin Clark back into the lead of the Rookie of the Year race. She's winning the head-to-head matchup. She obviously had monster stat line last night. I got a couple other comments in regard to the Chicago Sky and how they're coached. You know, I'll let all the other fellas chime in on the matchup, but yeah, definitely Caitlin. She showed her butt last night for sure.
Oh, for sure. And if I'm not mistaken, first rookie in WNBA history, or first player in WNBA history with 32 points, 12 assists.
Rookie.
It's
Gotta be rookie because
Rookie.
All right, big fella.
Talk
Rookie
to me.
of the
I'll
year,
talk
who you
back.
got? Rookie of the Year, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. Did Caitlin solidify last night?
Listen. Last year, when Caitlin Clark was at Iowa, she already had the title of Rookie of the Year. Everything that's going on right now is just a bunch of PR BS. They already had anointed her Rookie of the Year even before she left college. So to sit up here and even try to think that it was a battle is nonsense. You can't touch her because if you come anywhere near her, they're gonna call a foul. You know, she has some. She's a good player. She's a decent player, but all of the hype that's around her, I'm one of them that I think it sucks for the rest of the league for people like Asia Wilson, two-time champion, two-time MVP, but yet y'all put every word out y'all mouth is Caitlin Clark, and not one of the greatest players in the history, of the league, and then when you look at, especially when you look at other, just other the young ladies in general.
Mm.
I'm not a Caitlin Clark fan, period. I'm not, but I understand that's what everybody wants. They want another great white hopestress. It is what it is.
Okay, so how sound like big fella taking it political. PG, and Kev will jump in.
And the crazy part about it is I knew how I just felt it in my soul that House was fit to go and tell them and say that they want another great white hope. I already knew that was coming.
It's true.
I had to a certain extent agree with Hal. She was ordained last year, man. Like she saved women's basketball, so she's coming into the WNBA, and she's going to elevate the WNBA and save the game and put them on another pedestal. But right now, I would have to say it's probably going to go to her. She is favored. She started out pretty shaky when he first came into the league. I have to give it up to Angel Reese. Angel Reese has been very consistent and holding her own against some of those big names, as House just said, Angel Wilson. So all I can say is congrats to her. You know, let it continue. I do like how the ratings have boosted for the WNBA since them two have hit the league. The sky been sold out ever since. Ticket sales has almost tripled.
Well, they definitely outselling the White Sox. If y'all saw that pathetic thing, we not
They
gonna get
definitely
that.
are.
Hey, do you know the smoke fellas? Hey, the smoke fellas out. Hey, Damani, the smoke fellas outsold the White Sox.
Well, that's facts. So before we bring Kevo on to continue this topic, man, we want to say what's up to Mr. SmokeFella. He tried to get in, but he's actually at sea, so he's on a boat somewhere. That's why he's not gonna get a good connection, but he will be chiming in with his comments. I know Kevo finna go in. Come on with it, Kevo.
Tell Mr. SmokeFella to jump off and leave the thing. What's the thing called?
The life vest. The vest.
Leave that on the boat. Leave that on the boat and then jump.
Damn.
But look,
He gonna drown.
look, man. I'm not gonna go with the race card. I'm not gonna do that. If you're tired of Caitlin Clark's publicity and coming out of college, they never took the spotlight on her. That's one thing. But this girl has earned Rookie of the Year, man. Stop with the race card. It ain't got nothing to do with no great white hope or none of that. This girl has took a team that ain't been 500 for 2 years. I'm not saying solely because of her, because Kelsey Mitchell was balling too. But they all come together, and now they're at least 500. They're knocking on the 6th seed instead of the 7th seed. The girl is leading the league in assists. She set the all-time record for threes made by a rookie. So it's not about her being the best player in the league, because clearly that's Angel Wilson. Angel Wilson will be the MVP. The reason Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are getting the publicity they're getting is because they're rookies. They're setting rookie records.
No, don't do this.
Focus on that. It ain't about the whole league. Everybody know Angel Wilson is the best player in the league, followed by Brianna Stewart. So it's about what they're doing as rookies. Now, the publicity they get is because they're setting records. They're setting records. They're selling out arenas. That's something to that. And because her team is winning, and you can say 500, but they ain't been 500 again in 2 years. Her team is winning. They're the hottest team in the league. She's going to get Rookie of the Year. And she beat the girl 3 out of 4 times. Now, I know they didn't play one-on-one and all that, but her team beat the next person's team 3 out of 4 times. She's going to get it. So I'm not doing the race car thing. I'm not doing the Great White Hope. I'm not doing that. That girl has earned Rookie of the Year, man. Sometimes you got to step back and give people their credit. You could be tired of them. That's understandable. That's your opinion. But don't diminish her, man. Don't do that.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta agree with Kevo, man. Yeah, Will chimed in and said, watching last night's game, the refs are in play. And
yes, they are.
That could be it, but think about it, man. In basketball or a lot of leagues, it's that chosen one, and you know maybe Caitlin is just that one. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I'm with Kevo though. She earning it out there, man. Like the girl, she balled. I mean, give her props, man. She ain't putting up mediocre numbers. Like I said, if they put her in an MVP race, then I could say it's just disrespectful. But to Kev's point, rookie to rookie, like she got it. And I think last night sealed the deal for her. But all right, we ain't gonna stay too much on that, guys. A lot of football to talk about. So let's jump in right away. College football. First, let's talk about the games from Thursday. And the one game in particular, Colorado, North Dakota State.
Buffaloes.
Came down to the wire. Shador had a big game. What's the receiver corner name?
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter, big game. But Deion was pissed because it was a struggle. It went down to the wire. So we all watched the game. A lot of people weren't impressed. A lot of the panelists and when you watch shows yesterday were not impressed with Colorado at all. So PG, did you get a chance to watch the game?
No. I'm gonna sit back and listen on this one, man. I ain't get to watch no college football this weekend, man.
All right, how's go kick it off?
Man, listen, the game was great. We sat We watched that up at L's, man, and the game was great. I can see where Deion could be slightly pissed, but he got to be pissed at himself because your offensive line they not terrible, but yeah, they weren't the greatest. And right, and see, a lot of people are just looking at the name North Dakota State and thinking they just some drab ass school. North Dakota State could ball. Those guys, those cats was out there balling, you know. So I don't even look at it as, they just barely beat North Dakota State. No, they won a football game against another good team. You know, it's just as simple as that. Joe Horn Jr. he's not getting a lot of talk, but that dude had 198 receiving yards. He had a great game. And a question that I had posed, or a statement that I had made in the shop the other day, were you looking at the number 1 and number 2 overall pick in the league? And the second question, has there ever been 2 brothers drafted in the same draft in football?
It definitely has been. And I think it was recent. I just got to look it up. But it definitely was 2 brothers. I remember that. So, I mean, that's a good point. But I think some of it before, and I'm going to go to Kevo next, and then DY. But I look at some of it as, let's put it on Deion. Like you said, Deion, a high-profile coach. And sometimes Deion will get up there and talk like they're a top 10 team. You know, Deion makes statements. He talk that talk. He's just being who he is. Ain't saying nothing wrong with it. So that profile. So I agree with you. North Dakota State is a good football team. They do have a good football program. But when you look at like teams like they in Colorado and you got Deion, the high profile, and all the Hollywood stuff going on, you clearly expect them to at least not struggle with a North Dakota State. Kevo, go and jump in there.
I blame half this on Deion. Now, I didn't watch the game because I was out. I kept checking the score because I bet on him. But some of this is Deion's fault. Here's why. You can't get mad at the players because when you first got there, you came in and said you had baggage. You was kicking everybody else out. Since then, you started off good, lost the rest of the year, and then you went out and did 80 damn near transfers. The whole team damn near knew, except the quarterback and the 2 dudes you brought from Jackson State. Everybody else basically knew. So to step out there game 1, you're not a top 10 team, bro. You're not. And I heard him say after the game, you know, people thought people didn't like it because we won. They was waiting on us to lose. But that's because of you, Deion. And I love Deion. Swear to God. But sometimes he talks, man, like A, they're a top 10 team, and B, everybody is against us. Well, if you want so flashy and you always run off the mouth damn near like Jerry Jones, people wouldn't root bad for you. They want to see you fail because you're arrogant with it. Always like Caitlin Clark. It's always been about Deion. But, dude, shut up sometimes. Make your team better, same way you did at Jackson State. You balled out. You left them in a good position. Do the same with Colorado. Like, your team is not that good. Some of us want to see you succeed, but sometimes you bring this on yourself, bro. Stop running off at the mouth. Just play ball. Get the right people in there. I love Deion, man, but sometimes he brings us on himself.
DY.
You know, what we were watching on Thursday wasn't necessarily the matchup between those 2 schools. I think it was more interesting really to focus on Shedeur and Hunter. Those 2 players are worth the price of admission. They are why we watch those teams. We don't watch Colorado games to see Deion come up with some sort of great strategy to beat a team. We watch for those 2 top-notch athletes who are really pretty much NFL players that we watch and play in college. So, you know, take it for what it's worth. I think that's the most entertaining aspect of it. This team is going to continue to struggle because they just haven't made it yet. I don't care how many transfers he's had in that time and that duration or who's bought in, but he's not. If he bought in a blue chip or something like that, yeah, I get that. No, he's just bringing in a bunch of good players from around the country and people who want to latch on to his fame in order to get some notoriety, some publicity. You know, the real NFL talent, we know where it is. But watching those two, watching what Hunter did too, and the guy played both ways, meaning he don't get no breaks off the field. Come on now, that's something special.
Hey,
yep.
I got
Hunter's gonna be the best pro out of all of them, though, if he can stay healthy.
House had that question. It was the last set of twins that was taken was Sidney and Chase Brown in 2023. Sidney went to Philadelphia, the Eagles, and Chase went to the Bengals. One's a safety and one's a running back.
And I think that's who Armando was just alluding to.
Yeah,
in his comment. Yeah, I know it was recent. It was just twins. So to Kevo's point, I do want to touch on that a little bit because I've always kind of felt that way about, when you got not just a high profile coach, because we've seen high profile coaches before, but Deion is famous. Let's just call it what it is. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a legend. He's in the media, all that. And
shouldn't that be good accolades though?
Right, no, those are great accolades, and Deion talked that talk, and typically he backs it up, but at some point, all that that the high profile and all that, the camera's always on you. You always got statements. We're not gonna get into it, but he banned he banned somebody from the press conferences. That's been a big talk this week too. So Deion got a lot going on. He got a lot going on with his attention to the program.
Yeah, but that reporter took personal shots, man. You can't do that.
Right,
he took personal shots.
Right.
You talk about the job I'm doing and all that, but you take personal shots. I got the right to do that in the university back.
Yeah, and I agree with it. But I'm saying with all this attention, at some point, the wins and losses, they're gonna start looking at that because you're still a coach. You know what I mean? Like it's, if the light always shining on you, you're supposed to be the coach, you're the man, you producing. He's already talking about where he don't want Shador going, and he gonna have say so over this, that, and the other. So I think he puts a spotlight on that program, and at some point he gonna have to start winning.
Back to what Kevin's saying. Mm-hmm. Your arrogance is overweighing your coaching.
Mm-hmm. Because he may get a pass this year. But like next year, they're gonna start looking at that real heavy.
Oh, look at him next year. You're right.
Yeah, like, hey man,
they're gonna give him 2 years, so he'll get a pass this year.
Them little five wins ain't finna keep. We ain't finna keep going off that because they are. Even before he started the Colorado job, they were already talking about his next job. Talking about he ended up in Florida State and this, that, and other. He ain't did nothing over here in Colorado yet. So let's move on.
You don't think they'll be start looking at it by the middle of this year? You don't think they'll start looking at that?
Well, depending on how he do in conference, like they're in the Big 12. Kansas State is going to blow Colorado out. I'm calling it right now. Like some of them, Oklahoma State, like some of them Big 12 teams, Colorado ain't ready for that, dog. They'll beat some of them, but he got to do well in conference. Because now you can't use the Pac-12. Now you're in the Big 12. When you going to win, bro? Remember all that luggage you bought? Remember that? Yeah. So come on, man. Deion, like I say, they'll give him a pass this year. But year 3, hey, man, we need some results, bro. We love you. And you brought us a lot of money. You brought us a lot, but hey, man, where the wins at?
Yeah. Look, and that's the bottom line, and I'll end it on this note. The bottom line is, you look and see that stadium packed on the opening game. That stadium was packed to the gills. Yep. You see people like T.O. on the sideline. They had some apparently famous rap dude or social media cat there at the game too. Like, come on now. Colorado know they'll stick with Deion as long as them checks continue to come in, no matter what the record is. Because people are still watching no matter what the record is. People are still watching no matter how bad it is. People are still watching no matter if he's a bad coach or not.
And 5 wins a year ain't going to do it, DY, for too long.
Yeah, I'm not going to be there that long. That's the whole point. He's not going to be there that long. Yeah. So call it what you want. He probably got one more year. I really feel like if an opportunity come knocking, he's gone next year.
Damn, you think he's gonna bail like that?
Yeah, I definitely.
Now,
So he gonna bounce again, huh?
If the Florida State job came open, you don't think he would leave winter time in Colorado for spring ball in Miami or somewhere in Florida?
And
it's gonna look bad if he bounces in another program in the first 3 years, dog.
And
that ain't gonna be a good look.
Shador will be gone, so I mean it's possible.
Yeah,
it's definitely possible.
Yeah, well, how long was he at Jackson State?
3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And next year it'll be 3 at Colorado. You gonna leave again? So it's always you. So you bringing the players in, telling them all this good stuff, all that, but we can't count on you past 3 years. That's not gonna be a good look, dog. He better not do that.
Because who is gonna come down to? And yeah, you're right. The checks are gonna be good as long as he's there. But at some point, man, the alumni, like they're gonna start looking at it. And then when the ratings drop from people just watching it, because they're like, look, we're tired of watching this mediocre team play when we can watch other big games, especially with the 12-team playoffs. Everybody want to see who's gonna be in the playoffs. You're not even in playoff talk by the middle of the season, by game 4 or 5. Ain't nobody gonna be checking for Colorado anyway. But let's move on right quick. Let's stay with college football. We got a lot of good games today. Of course, we're not gonna have time to go over all the games, but the top games today, one is on right now. Number 1 Georgia versus number 14 Clemson. No score. Looks like the end of the first quarter, and looks like Georgia is driving. Second game, I got noted here. Number 7 Notre Dame at number 20 Texas A&M. It's another big one. And new Big Ten, maybe a powerhouse. I doubt it though. USC and LSU go at it. So SEC Big Ten battle. So those are 3 games we focused on. Which one you looking forward to seeing the most? PG.
The one I'm watching right now is Clemson and Georgia. I want to see how Georgia follow up last year's performance.
And what they on? What is it, like 3 years in a row regular season win streak?
Yep.
Like they haven't lost in 3 years. And Clemson's
they
on
lost
bounce
one game in 2 years, bro.
And that was the
conference championship.
Yeah. And it looked like Georgia is stacked again.
You know, when it comes to college football, I fall back and follow you guys, but I've learned that my real guru, he's sitting right there with that waiter shirt on. That's my college football guru right there.
With the what shirt?
Not the waiter shirt.
Waiter.
DY, which game you looking forward to seeing the most?
May I take your order, sir?
I'm very biased when it comes to this. I've been a Florida Gators fan.
I'm sorry, Kevo.
Since the 90s. I'm really looking forward to the Florida-Miami matchup here this afternoon. A lot of things on the line, especially for Florida trying to get back into like the upper echelon of SEC, especially now that the conference has grown. They got to continue to maintain and show and prove who they are. They've always recruited very well. Unfortunately, they just haven't always coached very well. You got to understand, Florida is one of the top 3 schools that send players to the NFL every year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to them trying to bounce back and get back to their winning ways.
And that's a game I didn't put on there, but I do want to see because everybody's talking like Miami's supposed to be. The program is pointing up. It's supposed to be on its way back. And our era, the Miami Hurricanes was the back in the day. Yes, sir.
But to be honest, I wouldn't be shocked if Florida won that game. That's a state rivalry, bro. They all probably went to high school together, like they compete like that. I wouldn't be shocked if Florida. That's why it's only like 2.5.
Yeah. Kevo, which game you got?
I got LSU and USC, and I'm gonna tell you why. Both of them have had Heisman winners the last couple of years. There are rumors, which I don't believe, but there are rumors that your boy Lincoln Riley on the hot seat. So if you leave the Pac-12, now you're in a Big Ten. You got some heavy hitters. You better at least do well in the conference. Like you can't come in like last. Like you can't be hovering around the Illinois and you can't do that. You got to at least be upper echelon. You should be better than Michigan State, to be honest with you. You should fall under Michigan, Oregon, Ohio State. Like you should, Penn State. And you should be somewhere up in there. You should not be at the bottom half, bro. That ain't gonna look good. Y'all USC. I know y'all getting NIL money. Y'all USC.
Well, for everything I'm seeing, they say that the defense, which was atrocious last year, is supposed to be a little better. They're supposed to have a little more talent. I think they got another receiver over there that's supposed to be real good too. So, but I'm with you, man. Programs like USC, they ain't gonna take being mediocre for long. You know, USC is legendary.
You better not be hovering around Illinois, Indiana.
Yeah.
You better not be hovering around them, bro. You better be right up under the upper echelon.
Yeah. Hey, man, on Triple Illinois, what they won like 45-0 the other day, Thursday, Illinois.
Yeah, against Eastern.
Well, yeah, I know.
Right. I'll let me when they run into Michigan and Ohio State and Oregon.
First of all, whenever Illinois win in football, you know, you got to
roll tide.
You got.
So I like to see Illinois do good. No, I'm with you on that. I like to see Illinois do good.
Yeah, but yeah,
and they always send somebody to the league every year. I don't know if y'all know.
Every year. And before we move on, man, let's bring the big fella back. Where you at, big fella?
Yeah, had a few little internal technical difficulties I had to get rid of, but I'm back. Huh?
You went to the bathroom?
You got the boo-boo?
God damn.
Hey, you didn't say internal.
To try to be discreet with this crowd.
That was.
Then he said, "Get rid of."
That was the worst trying to hide what you was doing shit I ever heard in my life. Hey, House, we
man. Hey, but I'm sitting here. I got this. I got this Penn State West Virginia game on.
That's what I was going to.
And you know, I'm flicking back and forth. I'm flicking back and forth between them and that Georgia game. You know. Here's my thing. Georgia, should they have been ranked number one, first of all?
Yes.
You know, that's question number one. Should they have came out ranked number one? They didn't even make the playoffs last year. You know, so that's number one. I ain't taking nothing away from Georgia. I actually like Georgia.
They lost the SEC championship, House. They haven't lost a regular season game in 2 years. They should have made the playoff, to be honest with you.
They didn't make the national championship.
They did not.
They didn't make the playoffs.
And they should have. They lost the SEC championship. That's they only lost in 2 years. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have. Yes, they should have made the playoffs. But because of that, does that mean that you should be coming out ranked number one? But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. They've only lost 3 games in the last, 2 games in the last 3 years or something like that, or 3 in the last 4.
Yeah,
it's something crazy.
It's something ridiculous like that. I actually like Georgia. You know, I was just, you know me, I'm just being Mr. Controversial. Here's the other topic.
You got to ask yourself, who you gonna rank over? They bringing their quarterback back. They bringing some of their team back. They ain't like, they're going to go with Georgia initially until they prove it wrong. Initially, they're going to come in number one.
Okay, so does the national champions deserve to be ranked number 9?
No, because they lost half their team.
They lost a lot of people, including they lost a lot.
And the coach.
Okay, here's my thing, though.
They lost.
Is it that they lost a lot of players, or is it that bullshit was surrounding Jim Harbaugh? Because you know that people, the people in them committees are petty.
Yeah,
they are petty.
You gotta look at
it.
Ain't
like that, man.
But you gotta look at it like this. On top of like I know dude stepped in last year as the intern when Harbaugh was out or whatever and did a good job, but this is a totally different ball game now where he's running everything, he's the head coach, so all eyes on him, and of course them being the national champs. But I mean, you gotta take that into effect. Now they lost a lot of people. For them to be ranked 9, actually is pretty good.
They lost down there 10 to 11 people.
More than half their squad went to the NFL, bro.
So actually
46 players.
Yeah,
to the NFL.
A lot, and they still ranked number 9. Now, do they have a program like Georgia's and Alabama's where you got 5-star recruits on the bench waiting a year? I don't know if Michigan got that. So that's actually one of the games I'm looking forward to seeing too, is Michigan, Fresno State, right?
And you got to look at why Washington wasn't ranked. That Washington coach went to Bama. A quarterback is in Atlanta. Y'all got the wide receiver. So Washington lost a lot too. They're not gonna come in ranked, high. You got to look at who coming back, bro. Georgia quarterback came back. He's considered one of the top quarterbacks coming out.
They never looked at Washington as a high power team. No way. Let's just call the facts of facts. They never looked at them as high powered anyway.
Washington program been good for the last 6-7 years though.
We know that. We know that watching these games, but the petty posse. That's what I call them, ones that's making all them decisions, because they do a lot of this stuff. They do a lot of this stuff, man. Based on just if they like you today or not, or if you said good morning to them or not.
Well, first of all, we still got to see if the hammer is going to be brought down on Michigan with all the allegations going on. So, guys, we got a lot of college football to talk about. We're going to definitely get back into it. But, this is our last weekend without NFL football for the next couple of months. And there's so many damn stories. We're going to probably spend over an hour. We're going to take a break in about 8 minutes. But before we jump into the break, I do want to go into something we talked about last week, the Steelers quarterback situation. Mike Tomlin has named Russell Wilson the starting quarterback. I'm not going to say he beat out Justin Fields. I think Justin didn't grab the job when he had a shot. So my question to the panel real quick, are Justin Fields' days as a starter done in the NFL? Is he just going to be a glorified backup, or is he going to be a Taysom Hill? What is he going to be? I'm going to let Kev take it first.
I want to say that because he's young. Sam Darnold been in the league for a minute. He's finally starting somewhere. Now, he was about to lose it. But, however, he's finally starting somewhere. He done bounced from team to team before he found a spot. So, no, Justin Fields is young. He got stuff he needs to work on, obviously. They're going to give him a shot in Pittsburgh at some point this year. I don't think he's just a career backup. Mitchell Trubisky, career backup. I don't see that for Justin Fields. I think he got to improve his game. But, no, I don't see it not being a starter. His legs will keep him in the lineup. So I don't see that. Pittsburgh might not be his stop, but I don't see it. That's why I bought
up Taysom Hill, though. That's why I bought up Taysom Hill from New Orleans. Because some people.
Well, he ain't necessarily a starter either. He's a gadget dude.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Are they going to turn him into some gadget guy? Because the rumor is Pittsburgh is going to have some plays in the playbook for Justin to get on the field. DY, Justin done as a starter? What you think?
No, he's definitely not done. I mean, whatever speculation you may have in regards to Russell Wilson and how good he still is, at some point in time, quarterbacks get hurt. He's one of them, the last couple of years at least. So Justin will get some time and get some run. I'm hoping he get a lot of run because I would like to get that number 4 pick for the Chicago Bears. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like Justin is necessarily a career backup just yet. I feel like he does have a lot more talent than some of these other quarterbacks. It's just all about the system that you in, the coach that you play for, the coaches that coordinate you, things like that. So I don't know if Pittsburgh was the perfect situation for him, but maybe someday he'll find that perfect match, and be able to elevate his career back to starter status.
Baker did it. Sam Darnold did it.
Well, don't use Sam. Sam Darnold was a bridge for McCarthy. McCarthy was going to have that spot. He just out for the year.
Yeah, he was going to get beat, but I'm saying he bounced around team to team and got lucky.
But Darnold was about to be a career backup, dog. Let's call it what it is. He just luck. I ain't going to never say somebody getting hurt is luck, but McCarthy got hurt. Pat, Justin Dunn?
Absolutely not, man. Justin didn't make it here as a starter. He got beat out, unfortunately, by a veteran QB who actually was, at one time better than Justin. He was MVP. I think where he landed at is one of the reasons why he's still being a backup. There's other places that I believe he can go right now and possibly be the starter. One of our panelists, he has a team who definitely could use a quarterback like Justin. And so, no, he's not going to be a backup forever.
Well, we
Gonna keep firing them off today, huh, Pat? Okay.
big fella. I know your
Okay,
answer,
Pat.
but come on
Kevin
with
Day,
it.
huh?
Big fella. I already know your answer, but come on with it. And
Yeah.
after big fella, I'm gonna run something down to y'all. Go ahead, House.
Yeah, no, Justin not done. But like we said last week on the panel, Russell Wilson was not going to not be the starter. We talked about that last week. And Justin Fields is not done as a starter because, like you said, there are going to be some injuries. I hate to say it, knock on wood, it don't happen, but we all know the game. We've been watching it long enough. We done played it long enough. There are going to be some injuries. Somebody's going to be looking for a quarterback. They're going to be willing to give, what we say last week, a 5th or 6th round for somebody. It just is what it is. Justin's days are not done. He just like Pat said, there's some teams right now Justin can go and start and shine. I ain't gonna shoot no shots.
Right,
but
that's that shot. But look, guys, I get it. Everybody feel like he's not done. I get it. We all like Justin Fields. It's definitely likable. But the reality of it is this: he was going up against, let's call Russell Wilson what he is. He's an over-the-hill quarterback, right? They got hurt in camp. Justin had every opportunity to come in and snatch that job.
Sure did.
Still did not do it. That's
sure did.
He gave him every chance to come in and take it.
Yep.
So that's something I think we got it. That's why I posed that question, because when Russell Wilson went down, I thought Justin would have came in and snatched the job from Russell. There was even talks of them releasing Russell Wilson, but clearly he didn't do enough to even to take over an injured 36-year-old quarterback. So real quick before we go on the break, I want to give y'all something, and y'all probably know it but didn't realize it. The 2021 quarterback class, Justin's class, out of the 5 first-round picks, only one is still with their original team and made it to their second contract. And I'll tell you the names from that draft because we were all excited. Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Mac Jones. Trevor Lawrence is the only one still with the team that drafted him. The other ones are already Trey Lance damn near out the league after that last preseason game, the 5 interceptions at Dallas. Zach Wilson couldn't win the job in Denver. He got shipped to Denver, couldn't win the job. He's a backup.
Lost the job to a rookie.
And Mac Jones is backing up Trevor Lawrence. So that's why I asked. The same person's draft class, he's backing him up. That's why I asked, was Justin Days as a starter done? So looking back at that draft class, that's going to be a strong quarterback class. Remember, we traded up to get Justin. We were all excited. Looking back at it now, maybe one of the worst QB classes or overhyped classes. DY?
No, I wouldn't say overhyped. I mean, you got to understand something. When half of those cats got drafted, we didn't even know who the hell they was. Nobody knew who Zach Wilson was. And how he ascended to the top of that draft, I have no clue. But, that was, other than Justin and Trevor Lawrence, who we have seen battle each other for national championships and bowl games and things like that, those other cats was really more unknown. So
Mac was a Bama. Mac Jones was a Bama.
Yeah, but he won the national championship at Bama. So
hey, y'all was finna take him for a minute.
I doubt it. But
Well,
if we would have failed, depending on how the chips would have failed, but at that time our regime wasn't thinking like that. They was thinking a lot more short term than long term. But at the end of the day, no, I don't think it's the worst quarterback draft. Maybe the one in the most recent years, but definitely by far not the worst.
Pat.
I'm with you. I don't think it was the worst. I think a lot of these guys fell into unfortunate situations, and I don't think they actually had a chance to truly develop. I mean,
Well,
you
I
had
think Mac Jones got screwed. I would definitely say Mac Jones.
I think Trey Lance got screwed too.
Trey Lance got screwed big time.
Yeah, so he got screwed
No,
too.
Trey Lance, no, he got hurt. That's what happened. They put him in the lineup. He got hurt.
He got hurt.
That's how Purdy got in there.
You're right, Kev. He did get hurt.
Kev, you know what I mean? Trey Lance got screwed is they gave up too much for him, and it was too much pressure put on him. Same way we did with Trubisky. We gave up too much for him and put too much pressure on him.
That's definitely bad.
Everybody can't, all of them cats, man, they can't handle that type of pressure all of the time. There are a few.
Trubisky played though, bro. Lance got hurt his first start.
Yeah,
it was out for the year.
Out for the whole
That's
year.
how Purdy got in there.
Yeah, but
Purdy just didn't give it back.
Right, but even still though, they gave up 3 first-rounders for Trey Lance. Man, what kind of pressure you think that's gonna have on a person?
But what I'm saying is we don't know how it would have played out, bro, because he got hurt his very first start. Like, we don't know how it would played out. Maybe it wouldn't have. But I'm going to give San Francisco credit. I'm going to see if y'all agree with this. They realized they made that mistake and corrected.
Yeah.
Well,
but you got to give him up on that.
I don't know about correcting. I think Brock Purdy saved John Lynch.
Well, he fell into that line.
That's a fireable offense, what he did. Like, giving all that up for an unproven college quarterback in Trey Lance, who hardly even played college ball, moving on from a quarterback that you went to the Super Bowl with, for him, like, that was a big gamble. The only thing that said, if it wasn't for Brock Purdy, San Fran might still be in quarterback hell right now.
Purdy saved him by his play. I agree with that. Purdy saved him by his play.
So let's just say,
which made them be able to correct and get rid of Trey Lance because of Purdy. So okay, I give you that.
So they better go on and pay Purdy. Lynch better just take care of Purdy just off.
They're gonna have to now.
Yeah, he's
but you know what? They saying that they go. I think Purdy has 2 more years on his contract, and they talking about even still not signing him to a big deal, a big contract, but franchising him. I think that shit sucks. I think that's terrible. This for the way, man. I think, man. Look,
you got to do the Jordan Love. You got to sign him before it gets out of hand, bro. They got to do it next year. Now, if you buy Debo, like somebody got to go, but they got to do it.
Deep run. If they make another deep run, you got to
do it. Now you got to do the Jordan Love. You just got to do it now and get it out the way. Like,
well, that's what I agree. I agree 100%. They should, but San Fran is talking about, letting him play and then franchising him. And I think that's terrible for this man that took y'all to the Super Bowl.
They got to figure out their cap situation because they still ain't got Trent Williams under contract. Baby, we're gonna get back to this in a minute.
They're gonna do it.
Top of the hour, guys. We're gonna take a quick commercial break and pay some bills. We'll be right back with more Humidor Sports and Cigars. Stay tuned in. Be right back.
And we get breaks with the money host.
Yeah.
It's called 51-year-old bladder.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
Yeah, hello. I'm really not sure if this is what you all do, but I really don't have anywhere else to turn.
Hi. I don't even know why I'm calling right now. I'm sorry. My thoughts are going a mile a minute.
My kids are out of state. My buddies from the Army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
I left the service last year. My mom just passed away a few months ago. I miss so much time with her. I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job, but I feel so stuck.
Okay, ma'am.
I'm glad you called.
Okay, sir. Let's stay on the line and walk through some things.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hey, it's your boy, the Superback, Sean Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms. On Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel, you can find us at Sports Zone Chicago. And on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
And we are back. Quick break. Quick break, guys. We back. We got about another hour left and still a whole lot of football left to talk about. So we just got through talking about the situation in Pittsburgh with Justin. We talked about the failure of the 2021 draft class. But let's move on, man, because it was the week of the wide receivers. The receivers are getting paper. All but one. All but one. CeeDee Lamb inks a new deal, 4 years, $136 million, $100 million guaranteed, $38 million signing bonus. Then last minute, last year I had this as one of the stories because Brandon Ayuk was still a no-show after being medically cleared and was about to get fined. But last minute, they did ink the deal. He ended up taking the original deal they had for him anyway. So he ended up, I guess some people say settling. I think it's a good deal for both parties, which leaves Jamar Chase still unsigned and speaking strongly about maybe sitting out the entire year, refusing to play without a new deal. So with that being said, question, because the one thing all three of these receivers got in common is they're on teams that kind of got a little Super Bowl window open. Let's keep it a buck. There's a little Super Bowl window open here with all three of those teams. But the other problem is all three of those teams, Dak already paid in Dallas. They took care of CD, but now they're going to have to worry about Micah and everybody else. Joe Burrow already paid. Then they got to pay some other people. Don't know what's going to happen with Jamar Chase. And Brandon Ayuk got paid. They just paid Christian McCaffrey, and they got to pay Purdy in a minute. Still had Trent Williams out there, Pro Bowl left tackle, probably the best left tackle in football. Still unsigned, is not reported to camp. With that being said, those three teams, the Cowboys, the Bengals, and the 49ers, are those windows still opening or are they starting to close a little bit? DY.
Well, out of all of those teams, San Fran is really the only young enough team with the young enough players. The rest of those teams, the players have gotten a little bit older, or they're getting ready to come up for these major contracts that they won't be able to sign if they, considering how their future gonna roll. So obviously San Fran is also well equipped. They've been to 2 Super Bowls in the last 3 years. So I think that team, what they did by signing IU is leverage themselves for the next, 3 to 4 years for this championship run while they still got these players in a relative prime or coming into their prime. These other teams, Cincinnati was another team who I felt was on that same path, but they, to me, haven't had too many impressive drafts the last couple of years. So I'm a little skeptical of how that team's going to continue to pan out going in the future. The offense will still be high power, but without Chase being there, and it's reported that Chase wants $1 more than Justin Jefferson.
Mm-hmm. Wants to be the highest in NFL history, non-quarterback in NFL history. Kevo,
get that.
Those windows. Kevo,
he can forget that.
Go ahead, Kevo.
I think San Francisco, by paying IU, like San Francisco got the best chance to win it right now. By paying IU, that's cool. But you got to look, man. Trent Williams, who's most important, has two years left on his contract. So does Chase. Now, I'm going to give you another one. To answer the question, the window in Cincinnati is closing because Joe Burrow can't stay healthy.
Nope.
I don't put it past Chase, even though I think he's wrong for trying to do this. You got to remember, Chase sat out a year at LSU just to get to the draft. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll pull it. But the problem is, then they could just tag, like, don't play that game with the NFL, bro. Like, you ain't going to bully the Cincinnati owner into paying you. Have you technically outplayed your contract? Yeah, you can say that. But you're not finna come to practice late. Don't practice. You hold it in. I'm still paying you. Like, you ain't finna bully me into giving you a brand new contract, bro. I ain't got to do that. So I think he's playing with fire with Cincinnati because the Cincinnati owner is notorious. Hey, dog, I do things on my terms. You good and all, but okay. So I think San Francisco's window. I think they need Trent Williams, even though he got 2 years. They got to come to some bumpers pay up like they did Chris Jones, and then gave him a contract the next year. Like, do that. But I'm not just going to tear up your contract just because you tell me to, and you still got 2 years. Y'all ever notice Michael Parsons ain't saying nothing?
Not a word.
This I've been about CD and that, because Parsons still got 2 years left.
Yeah.
So he ain't making no. He had practice. He ain't making no waves. And what is up with just holding in? What is that? How you come to work and don't work? Where they do that at? Chase showed up late for practice with his like gear shorts on, chilling. How you come to work and don't work? And I'm paying you.
Well, they trying to find this loophole in the where they can be fined. It's something like that. And Sean, maybe you help me out with that. Is that what the
so if you hold in, you can't get fined.
In thing is about? Like say, as long as you show up or something, you can't be fined. They talked about it briefly. I'm not really sure.
I know a whole
It's something like you can come to work, but you can always say, hey, my left big toe don't feel right, or the hair on my right ass cheek is not curling right, so I won't feel like,
Hold on.
It got real dark.
That's I don't know what I'm talking about.
But I'm saying though, that's the type of stuff that they pulling. My fingernail was broke, in a different way. Bite that son of a bitch off, dude. But that's the type of stuff that they're using. And I'm thinking with the CBA, with that CBA that they signed, they're able to do dumb shit like that.
Well, IU was pulling that until they deemed him healthy. They was about to start finding him.
I know a lot of
people.
They
said he was medically cleared.
Kevin was going to work and not perform his job. A lot of people be like, man, I hope Kevin go to work and don't work today. They'll still be in they would
Captain Cutoff.
They would be sitting in the dark.
Captain Cutoff.
Captain Cutoff.
They ain't got to worry about me, Pat. I got this.
Yeah, so that is definitely something with the in the language of the CBA. As long as you show up, like you can't find. But like I said, it was confusing because they did say IU he was medically cleared.
Yeah, he was about to start getting fined.
Right. Go ahead, Sean. You're on mute.
So it says in the NFL, a holding is when a player attends training camp but does not participate in team activities until a contract dispute is resolved. Well, we knew that. Okay.
However, players who hold in are not subject to fines for unexcused absences because you're technically there, but they miss out on valuable practice time. A hold-in also is a loophole in the collective bargaining agreement. Teams and the league and its teams have not yet taken public action against this method, but it may be addressed in the next CBA meeting. So a player who holds in may practice on their own or with the other players who are rehabbing from injury. So just giving you more clarity on what exactly a hold-in is in the NFL.
So I can announce. So I'm a player. I want a new contract. I can announce I'm holding in. Is that how it works?
As long as you show up.
As long as you show up.
Show up.
Hey, Sean, I just want to correct you. It ain't no might be addressed next CBA. It's going to be addressed.
They can address that next spring when the season
addressed. They're not going to let that slide.
The NFL change shit on a yearly basis. Oh, really? Okay. Watch this.
Do you realize that these dudes, that each NFL team is I forgot when the fiscal year ended for the NFL. Because you guys know, or most people should know, that the NFL is a not-for-profit organization. You realize that they made over $400 million each team, except for Green Bay, it went to the shareholders. But every $400 million. So you think a person making $400 million is not going to address that?
Right.
You crazy as heck.
Exactly.
Man, Clemson giving Georgia all they can handle.
Yeah, they are. 6-0. George, it is a struggle. But, you kind of.
I wish I could go to that trucking company. I just turn my truck on and sit there. I tell them I'm gonna opt in and still get paid.
You're right.
I'm holding in until my agent works this contract out.
Right.
You'll be holding in at the unemployment line, hitting number 6, trying to put in your weeks. That's always gonna happen if we try.
You know the option and everything, huh?
Yeah, you do.
I've been there a few times in my life. I'm 51 years old.
He said, look, say hit number 6.
So let's segue, man. Finally, we talked about CD got his deal, man. What's going on with Dak, man? That's a huge story. This man could end up being the most high-profile free agent in NFL history. They cannot franchise tag him because he put that clause in his contract, and don't look like a deal
or a trade him
before the season. Does Dak finish his career as a Cowboy?
Nope. Dak has all the leverage in this. The Cowboys have no leverage. Dak has all of the leverage because either you sign him for, I think they were talking about 56 to 58 million now,
60.
Or next you sign him next year between 60 and 63 million.
Yep.
But see, what I'm thinking is Jerry Jones, I think he's run his course with Dak. I really do. I think he's run his course with Dak. We all know Jerry Jones's love for Deion Sanders. And Jerry Jones has already came, Jerry Jones is a fan of Shedeur Sanders. Would not shock, Kevin. It would not shock me, not one damn bit, if Jerry Jones don't pull that dumbass shit. Because guess what? Like y'all was saying last year about the Bears, what would he do? Reset his rookie clock. And he don't have to pay out because he got to pay Mike. He gonna have to pay Michael Parsons and all them other players, here in the next couple of years. So
Dallas won't be that bad, so would they be that low of a seed? How you gonna get them?
Jerry might
all the way up.
Jerry might do some wheeling and dealing. Jerry might do some wheeling and dealing just because he knows he's gonna. As of right now, man, Jerry Jones on the hook for $60 million a year for Dak. So just say on a 3-year deal, that's $180 million. Probably of which 150 of it gonna be guaranteed.
Right.
Yeah. Now, House, real quick, that's a good point. DY, tell me if you agree with this. I'm looking at this when you say like the Cowboys won't be good enough to get Shedeur, but how many true quarterback needy teams are going to be at the top of the draft? it's a lot of young quarterbacks in the NFL. So it may not be quarterbacks going, you know, in the top 5 or like 10, because they might not need them. You got the Caleb's and all them in the league, the Jaden Daniels,
you got dude from Georgia,
Bryce Youngs. You got a lot of these people, a lot of these teams already got their guy. New England's supposed to be bad, but they messing with Drake May. They ain't gonna give up on him in 1 year. So it's possible. DY, tell me if you agree. It's possible that Shedeur could fall just enough to where Jerry Jones can come up and get him. What you got, DY?
No, not fall just enough. He would have to make some. He would have to make some moves in order to make that happen. One thing he could possibly do is he could do a sign and trade for Dak, you know, and be on the hook for a portion of that money to get the number 1 pick. That's a possibility too. But just kind of like last year, and I'll say this: the quarterback class for next year is better than this year's class. So,
think so?
You think so?
Yeah, I definitely think.
All I heard was Beck and dude out of Oregon. That's the only ones and Shedeur. That's 3.
And the dude out of Miami.
It's still to me a few more names that
I thought Georgia quarterback was out too.
I don't want to play. Whiskey move.
That's Beck.
Yeah, so, Georgia quarterback.
Right.
Yeah.
I got 4, bro. But again, Jerry got Shedeur ain't gonna drop all the way to 20.
Everybody don't have a list in front of them, but regardless of that, the fact of the matter is, you know, I think Dallas can make the move they want. I honestly feel like they're gonna try and keep Dak. I really do. They played this cat and mouse game for so long that it's gotten really boring. You know, it's almost like the boy who cried wolf. Like, okay, how many times are you guys gonna go back and forth? He said, she said, pay this man his money. You know you got no better option. He's still a top 5 quarterback in the league, even right now. And then Michael Parsons is a linebacker. And if you play him as a lineman, you ain't got to pay him that much. So whatever it is, linebackers, you know, the highest paid linebackers may make $20 million a year, maybe.
You got to pay him as a DN. You gotta pay him as a
DN. Hey man, don't y'all think, man,
his agent is terrible.
Don't y'all think if Jerry was gonna pay that man, he would have paid him by now?
That's my point. That's my point.
He's the quarterback.
If Jerry was gonna pay Dak, he would have paid him by now.
He would have paid him. He's the quarterback.
We know how Jerry Jones thinks. We know Jerry Jones does some wild, outlandish type of stuff. And I'm telling you, it would not surprise me if Jerry Jones is going, and I hadn't even thought about what DY said about doing a sign and trade, to just eating up some of whatever that contract would be, just so he can get Shedeur Sanders, and now he'll have him on a rookie contract with all of those veterans around him that he'll be paying in the next couple of years. And now you got a solid team around Shedeur a couple years in. Yeah, man, I see Jerry pulling. I see him pulling.
So Pat, I got a question. I got a question for you. Dak made a comment in the press conference. Well, not the press conference. They interviewed him. They asked him about his contract situation. He pretty much alluded to it says a lot about what they think or don't think. Meaning, just him alone feeling, does that not a sign of feeling disrespected? And maybe he just won't sign back with Dallas. Like, forget it. What you think, Pat?
Actually, that's kind of what I wanted to say. I don't think he's going to be back because, like you said, kind of feels disrespected. You franchise tag him, then you still don't want to pay him. Now it's at the end of that contract. Jerry's like how say we know Jerry. Jerry is the one who's going to just fork up money like that. I don't think he's going to pay him. I think Dak is going to opt out and go somewhere else. Where he's going to go, that's a different thing. But I think they would trade him before they just let him walk. He don't have that no trade clause, do he?
Can't trade him. No trade clause.
Can't trade him for a tag. That's why he got all the leverage.
That's why he got. Yep.
Dak can do whatever he want to do, and I think
and that's why
it's probably gonna be somewhere else, like House said.
And that's why you're not hearing Dak with the smoke. That's why you're not hearing Dak a whole lot, because Dak knows he has all the cards. He ain't got to put all the cards.
All I got to do is stay healthy. I'm good.
All I got to do is stay healthy.
Regardless.
Yep.
Well,
I'm gonna get it.
Well, there's a particular guy on this panel who claims he knows exactly where Dak is going next year.
Oh yeah, let me help y'all out. Let me help y'all out. Help y'all out. Sometimes before I say where he's going, sometimes this has been 8 years. And Dallas has won 12 games here, 12 games here, never made it to the conference finals. Sometimes it's a change of scenery. You don't know. Dak probably loves being a Dallas Cowboy quarterback. But sometimes it's time, bro. It's time. And I'm going to get my $60 million, Jerry, whether it's from you or somebody else. Now, I'd have made a lot of money here. And Jerry, if I just so happen to get to the conference final Super Bowl this year, Jerry will pay him. But if not, which we predict, he's going to walk off in the sunset. So let me help y'all out.
Uh-oh, here we go.
There's a team in New York called the New York Football Giants. We'll pay Dak $60 million. There's a team in Las Vegas called the Raiders. We'll pay Dak $60 million. He's going to get it. I tell you this. Minnesota will pay Dak $60 million. If they deem, Dude McCarthy ain't coming back or whatever, and Sam Darnold don't work, they'll do it. But Justin Jefferson, they'll do it. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't work out, the Jets will do it. Like, he's going to get his $60 million, y'all. It's just a matter of who's going to give it to him. But I would feel disrespected, too, because I would look at Jerry like, bro, I've been a company dude down here. I've been defending you. I done did my job. I speak highly of the organization. All I did is go out and win. Now, just because we lose in the playoffs, the defense gave up 48 points. Yeah, I threw a couple interceptions, but hell, tell them to stop somebody. Like, all this ain't my fault when we lose, bro. I was the run-up MVP. Like, so I'm balling for you. We just haven't won as a team, but I'm balling. Stop disrespecting me. Why, when it come to my contract, we going through this again, Jerry? Like, what we doing? I'm the quarterback.
Kev, I just sit here. I'm sitting here thinking the teams that you named. I'm sitting here. I'm running down all the teams in the league that could possibly be looking for a quarterback to pay him, and I think you damn near spot on.
Yeah.
I can't. Huh? The Raiders. You said the Raiders, the Giants, Minnesota, the Jets.
I said the Jets if the Aaron Rodgers experiment fails. Because I think if the Jets don't make the playoffs, they firing everybody.
What about Cleveland if Deshaun Watson stink up the house this year?
Yeah. They got to get out that contract, brother.
I was going to say, how they going to get rid of all that money they gave?
They say he $44 million.
They gave Deshaun Watson a lot of money, buddy.
Yeah, but then if you sit up and think about it, everybody else is pretty much pat on their quarterback situation so far. Look around, think about it.
The NFL changes, bro, year to year. So
no. I get that, but I'm talking about right now as we stand. You are spot on, unless I'm missing somebody. I'm trying to go down in East Division.
You probably looking at a team.
Tampa Bay.
You probably looking at a team that think they're ready to get over the top the same way Atlanta paid Kirk Cousins because they felt like they had the youngsters. They were a quarterback away, so they went on and paid $100 million to some older quarterback coming off a torn Achilles, which they did. So it is teams that will do that. Now I want to say this, Kev. I want to ask you about this one real quick because we talk about Dak being great in the regular season, but not quite getting it done in the postseason. He didn't have a problem paying Tony Romo, his son.
Not at all.
Tony Romo was the same way. Tony Romo put up great numbers throughout the season, the regular season, and playoffs.
Not get over the playoffs.
They didn't go to the conference championship with Tony Romo, did they?
They only had two playoff wins.
And Dak got two. So watch this. Tony Romo and Zach Martin never had to wait on a contract.
Nope.
Never.
Ever with the Dallas Cowboys. They ain't never go through that. It was all of a sudden a new contract.
What does it go? The Cowboys have 2 wins since 94 or 90. When they last Super Bowl? Whenever their last Super Bowl is, they got 2 playoff wins since then.
10 years after the Bears.
Damn.
They got 2.
Herb Mahara had to correct the lady in line today. She said 95 was the last Super Bowl, went out to correct until 85, and I felt horrible. But real quick, Before we go, because we get for the last show, we know we got a lot of Bears talk about with the season coming up. But I want to ask y'all this question. Since we talking about Dak and we talking about quarterback situation, I got a list, and I want you to put them in order. Put them in order for me. Under more pressure to at least make the Super Bowl this year. Not gonna say win it. Not gonna say win it. Number 1, Lamar Jackson. Number 2, Josh Allen. Number 3, Joe Burrow. Number 4, Brock Purdy. And last but not least, who we just talked about, Dak Prescott. So that's the list. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott. Who's under more pressure to at least make the Super Bowl? DY, kick it off.
And that list.
Gotta be Lamar Jackson. Purdy's already been to 2 Super Bowls. His team is obviously one of the probably top 3 or 4 teams in the league. Lamar Jackson's got 2 MVPs, but the one thing you could say about him is he can't win in the playoffs. He can't win the big one. And obviously his team is geared. He's got a good team. The rest of those teams, they not championship contenders, so they don't even count. So it's got to be Lamar Jackson. The pressure is on. He's got to learn how to deliver in the playoffs. They've given him some extra weapons, so he should be able to rise and shine this year.
Kelvo, listen for me. What you got?
I agree with DY. It got to be Lamar Jackson in that list. I would have put Aaron Rodgers on there, but that's just me. But I'm going to go with Lamar.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go with Purdy because Purdy just got there. Like, you might expect him to get back, but if he don't, it ain't no huge disappointment. Not for Purdy. Hell, he just played in it.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson ain't never been there.
Contract though, Kelvo, he playing for money.
And he's been there.
Well, now if they get to the NFC Championship or something or a deep run, Purdy's still going to get his money.
Okay.
Like, you don't, unless barring injury, he ain't going to just fall all off. He got too good of a team. So I wouldn't put pressure on him to get to the Super Bowl or I don't get my money. I wouldn't say that. They still going to be good. Lamar Jackson, bro, great MVPs. You had home field advantage last year. Like, bro, it's time. It's time, bro. Josh Allen, and I can't trust Burrow's health. So I got to go. I got to go Lamar, Josh Allen, then Burrow. Purdy last. Purdy just got there, bro.
PG.
I must be missing one. Didn't you say 5 people?
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry, I missed that.
Oh, okay. So
I missed that.
I got to go a little different. I'm gonna say Lamar Jackson for what he's done the last couple times, the MVP, making the playoff. After that, since we talking about contract, I'm gonna have to say Dak, bro, because that's America's team. Every year they talking about how far Dallas is gonna go. Dak playing for a contract too. If they go to the Super Bowl, we know Jerry gonna dish that money out for real. Then after that, I will go Josh Allen. Purdy would be like the last on my list.
Big foul.
Dak playing for a contract in Dallas. He's not playing for a contract overall. He's playing one to stay in Dallas.
Hey, can you imagine he could be the first Super Bowl MVP free agent ever?
Ever.
Choice. Go ahead, Big.
And they're gonna get 65 at that point.
7.
I got pretty much Dak and Lamar. I got them 1 and 1A. You know, as far as they have to. I mean, it is if they don't make at least the conference finals, you know, then it's a wrap for them. But I gotta throw a little curveball at you. I'm gonna throw a slider here. With all of the hype, and hear me out before y'all cut me off. With all of the hype and everything, talking about who has a lot of pressure on them, why is no one mentioning Caleb Williams to come in as a rookie with the talent? Hold on, let me finish. To come in as a rookie with the talent that has been, you have the talent that's been put around you is Super Bowl caliber talent.
No, it's not.
Why ain't it?
They don't expect that man to get to the Super Bowl.
Listen, you're not hearing what I'm saying. is he not under pressure as well to at least make the conference finals?
No.
So then why is all the hype behind? What is all the goddamn hype behind him then? If he's not looked at, no, hold on, bullshit, man. Y'all can see y'all want to split hairs now, man. Let's not split hairs.
That wasn't a question, Hal.
I asked her.
Wait, we gonna get to the Bears. The Bears.
Hold on, Demani, Kevin. Y'all have to agree with me on this one here. We already know what this is about. This ain't about the Super Bowl. It's about who the Bears drafted as their quarterback with him right now.
No. I'm taking that. No, Pat, real talk. I take that out of it. But let's go. I take that out of it and I'll wait. But like I said, Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott, I say 1 and 1A. Joe Burrow, I don't think Joe Burrow is going to stay healthy. So I'm going to put him down at 4. Who's the third? Who am I missing?
Josh Allen.
Purdy.
Josh Allen.
Well, Purdy already been to the Super Bowl. And if you can say that it's a possibility he may make another Super Bowl, but that's saying other teams aren't going to make the Super Bowl, like the Bears, who are people pretty much are looking at are going far this year. You know, teams like Detroit, who people are looking at are going far this year. You know, so I got to have Purdy as last. And like I say, Joe Burrow right above him. I think I don't like Joe Burrow anyway. He can't stay healthy. I think he's just a bum to smoke cigars. You know, but that's
he's good when he's healthy. House, don't do
that. Let me say, I based this list off of either quarterbacks that have gotten paid, they got paid, and quarterbacks that are about to get paid, and quarterbacks that are right on the brink that have somewhat of their teams have a Super Bowl window open. That's why I didn't include Justin Herbert, people like that, because I don't think they have their Super Bowl window is open yet. I wanted to include them. I think we underestimating the pressure Josh Allen got on him, man. The Bills, people been predicting the Bills go to Super Bowl the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And
that's why I had him listed number 3. I had him listed number 3
to save his life.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I actually got him and Lamar 1 and 1A. I think him and Lamar 1 and 1A.
The Buffalo Bills are not a good team anymore. So it's hard for me to put him at the top of that list, knowing that he ain't got a snowball's chance in hell of going back to the AFC Championship. That time is gone.
Their defense took a step back.
But what is that?
They lost a lot of people, bro.
But and the reason they lost a lot of people is because of Josh Allen's contract. You see what I mean?
Yep.
That's what I mean by
that's what San Francisco's going to run into with Purdy. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, but San Francisco gonna pay some people before they have to pay Purdy. Remember, they only got 2 more. They got 2 more years before they have to pay Purdy. This year and next year.
But usually quarterbacks you'll lock up, man. That's why. That's why I keep bringing up Jordan Love. The Packers did that so that by the time we pay him, we ain't got to pay this dude no $60 million. So we're gonna lock him up now. We're gonna lock Trevor Lawrence up now. We're gonna lock up Herbert now. Like I think San Francisco gonna do the same thing and just lock Purdy up. Get out the way.
Yeah, but San Francisco got to pay other players right now. Hell, we already talked about Trent Williams sitting on the, holding out or holding in or whatever he's doing.
Contract though, bro.
Yeah, but but he got
the gangster. I'm getting older stuff. That's what he's doing.
And it's some
players, that's exactly what he's doing.
And when nobody's talking about in San Fran, some players on that defensive side of the ball that's coming up too that's gonna need to get paid. You're gonna start losing. That's why. This resetting the rookie contract is always important because of the cap situation. When you pay quarterbacks, you typically end up losing some key players. That's why it's important to try to win while they under this quarterbacks on this rookie contract, which is why I think, and here's the segue, Ryan Poles is setting up for some big things in the future. That's why I really like what he is doing. So let's segue into the Chicago Bears. House already alluded to it, talked about Caleb Williams, and that is a great question. It is a great question. Is he, I'm gonna spin a little bit though, House.
All right.
Does he have the most pressure to win right away of any rookie quarterback maybe in NFL history?
Yes. Based on everything that Ryan Poles has put around him. Remember y'all talking about how no rookie quarterback has fell into a situation like Caleb Williams? Remember that conversation?
7-win team.
So with that being said, yes, now your skirt, your high heels, your hairdresser, y'all got to come in and y'all got to figure out a way to at least, first of all, beat Green Bay. That's number one. Secondly, get to the playoff. Secondly, win the division. Thirdly, get to the playoffs. Fourthly, get to the conference championship. Fifthly, get to the Super Bowl. That all has been set up for him to do this year. Not 5 years from now. It's all set up for him to do this year. He don't have a bunch of rookies around him. He got a bunch of veterans around him. No, it's a bunch of veterans around him.
So let me ask you a question. What's considered winning as a rookie? Getting all the way to the conference championship, winning the division and the Super Bowl in your very first year, or improving the team from last year? Like, what is your definition of winning? Because I don't think he got.
What is he set up to do? What is this team set up to do?
Oh, he's set up to win. But now it's a matter of what you define as winning. You talking about all the way to and win the division, the conference championship, Super Bowl in 1 year? Really?
So you mean to tell me this team is not set up to do that?
Not in 1 year, no. They set up to do it in the future. They set up to do it in the future, not in 1 year.
This team wasn't set up in 1 year. This team ain't a whole team full of rookies. Everybody that's on this team didn't get traded for this year. This team has been set up. It's been set up, been progressing to get to this point.
They're in probably the toughest division in football. If not the toughest, probably the second toughest division in football.
True, I agree.
For me, so you telling me if the Bears go 10-7 and maybe miss the wild card because it's a bunch of teams bunched up for whatever reason, the season will be a failure?
I think so, because this team is set to win. This team we won what, 7 games last year?
Yeah.
So
that's
8 games.
That's a 3-win improvement. A 3-win improvement.
So 8 games.
So say they win 10, House. That's not winning.
But
they didn't make it to they didn't win the division.
You built this team up just to get what, 3 more wins? Or did you build this team up to be a powerhouse in the NFL? Yeah. I mean, you could. Okay, so if you built this team, it ain't been 1 year, Kev. It's only you only saying 1 year because Caleb just got drafted. And Odunze, what about the players that were drafted and traded for before them? This team has been built over the last 4 or 5 years to get to this point. Right or wrong?
Bro, you just got sweat last year. DJ been here 1 year. You just got sweat last year. You just got the linebacker last year. Come on, man. Okay, so I agree with you on the building part, but to have it all culminate in 1 year, man, come on.
Just got Swift this year. I think they've been built. I think he's been building them up to be a winning team, but I don't think they're going to be. I don't think he's expecting for them to win drastically like you're talking about this year. I think it's set up for at least a 2-year plan, if anything.
He needs to step down if he does not have those type of expectations as the general manager putting this team together like this.
There's a difference between expectations and reality. So
the reality is he's built a
expectation for the Bears to go to the Super Bowl every year. That's our expectation. Bears fan, Bears owners, everybody. But in reality, bro, when it comes to reality, we know that they built this team to win, but we don't expect for them to actually win this year going in those Super Bowls.
The first year.
We expect for them to be drastically better than last year because of the
y'all contradicting yourselves, man. And I'm just calling.
What do you consider winning? House consider winning the whole shebang as winning. You won't accept 10, let's say 11. I'm gonna throw it out here. Let's say 10, 11. I'm just making this up. But I'm gonna say 10, 11. You don't think that's winning? You don't think
let's just go ahead and start handing out participation trophies then.
Well, I mean,
so if they don't win the Super Bowl, it's a failure. This year,
you got to look at it not like from a non-fan basis, right? Vegas got them at 8.5. It wins. That's what Vegas got them. That's the odds at 8.5. That's not even playoffs. So them even
that's not wild card.
They were 7 wins last. Now, if we were talking about Detroit, I would say yes, because Detroit last year was they get over the top year, which they did. Now this year is the expectation of, hey, like a lot of people got them going to the Super Bowl. I've only heard one person predict Caleb Williams going to the Super Bowl, and that was Nick Wright, crazy ass. Even though that's my man because he's a LeBron fan. But he's the only person I heard that predicted the Bears going to the Super Bowl.
Hey, Demond.
Well, what was his reasoning for that bold prediction?
He's just a Caleb Williams fan. Like Nick Wright's one of those.
Oh, okay.
When he's a fan, he's a super fan.
Demond, can we ask Sean to come in? I would love to hear Sean's view on this too.
Come on in, Sean.
Right, because I just want to know, what do y'all consider winning? And you just drafted a rookie quarterback. What do you consider winning in the first year? I don't understand this. Can't be Super Bowl.
Y'all stutter stepping.
I got 10.
Y'all stutter stepping, man, because when Caleb Williams got drafted, there were high expectations based on the moves that Ryan Poles has made in the previous couple of 2-3 years, even up until last week or whatever, moves that he's made. Ryan Poles is building a win now team, not win 2027, 2028. He's building a win now 2024, 2025 team. Am I wrong?
I think he's going to contend now and win when it happens.
You want to consistently win,
man. See, then it makes absolutely no sense to do what he did. Then
you'd rather been debating.
If you don't have initiative, what you gonna tell the team?
Hold on, Hal. Go ahead, Sean.
I don't think that the Bears are built to contend this year. However, I think Ryan Poles is making moves because if certain things fall a certain way, they can. All right, there's have to be a lot of things that fall into place, and that's a whole lot. Okay, but the NFL stands for not for long. So you get in a game that you're supposed to lose, and the quarterback is knocked out, and you get to the playoffs. In the playoffs, another quarterback is knocked out. You want to be able to make sure that you contend. So the reason, if you notice, he's not bringing guys in for a year. All right, he's not coming in and signing them for a year. He's signing them for 3 or 4 years. So he's preparing to win this year. Probably realizing, I don't think we're going to win this year, but if everything goes our way and all the stars align, at least we have a legit shot. At least we have someone opposite Montez Sweat that can bring pressure. At least we have wide receivers if one goes down. He's preparing. I think I think next year is our legitimate Super Bowl window opens. I think this year at the high, I think the ceiling this year would be NFC Championship game, but that's kind of like a trick saying, because if you get to the NFC Championship game, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
So, Sean, 11 wins. Is that successful this year?
I don't think
Knocking on wild card or whatever, is that successful?
It's better.
No.
I don't know if you can say it's successful because of all the moves that you've made, because of everything you've done to insulate this young man to come in. It's better, yes. But what are the expectations? Are we expecting to win 10 games, 11 games, 12 games?
Figure you're going to be better.
If you're expecting to win 10, 11 games and you hit 10, 11 games, then it's a successful season. If you're expecting to win 11 games or more and you win 10, then it's not a successful season.
Like Pat said, it's reality, bro. You got to get out your division. You got one of the toughest divisions, man. You got to get out your division. Number one.
Here's why. No, you don't. That's a misnomer. That's a misnomer. Here's why.
Please explain. Yes.
You don't have to get out of your division. Here's why. Okay, let's look at this. We've gone through this before. Tennessee, Houston, Indy, LA, Jackson, Carolina, Jacksonville, bye. Commanders, Cardinals, Patriots. That's 9 games. Those are your first 9 games, 10 weeks, including a bye. If you can come out of there 7-2, which is possible, and that's going to be easy, but if you can come out there 7-2,
okay,
and you split the last 4 games, last 8 games of the season, that's 11-6. That's playoffs. I would find it very difficult, not positive. I said I would find it extremely difficult for them not to beat not to win the division, but just to get in the playoffs with an 11-6 record. Even if
11 should get you in.
Even if you go 10-7, that should get you a wild card. But the most important thing that I'm saying is this: the first half of the season, first 9 games, and no, it can't be half. You come out of there. How good is that offense? How much more in sync is that? Should that offense be? How much more dominant should that defense be? Because there are not a lot of teams in the first half of the season that will exploit us the way a Green Bay, the way a Detroit will, the way a San Francisco will, the way some of the teams in the second half will exploit us. I'm not saying all. The Tennessee Titans, they got a new head coach, offensive coordinator, Brian Callahan. All right, who just came over from Cincy, which I think why Cincy's gonna drop because Joe Burrow's offensive coordinator is gone. The Texans, they could be a problem. Indianapolis, we don't know if they're gonna be a problem. Is Richardson gonna be a stud? Is he not? It's week 3. Will he be a stud later? We don't know. Are we catching him at the right time? We don't know. LA could be a problem, but we don't know. Carolina,
is that the Chargers or the Rams?
I think those 3. I think you should beat Tennessee and Houston, Indy, and the Rams all back to back. That ain't guaranteed wins. No, I'm not saying you're gonna lose 3 in a row, but I'm saying those are not guaranteed wins.
No, I agree. I hear you. But I think Carolina, if we don't beat those mugs by 20, it's still an embarrassment.
Well, you should be. I'm giving you Carolina. You should be Carolina. But I'm saying some of those games because you gotta look, man. You nothing but division after Thanksgiving for all division.
That's why if you take care of business beforehand, those first 9 games, 10 weeks, those first 9 games, you come out 6 wins, 7 wins. Man, you just got to go 500, and all of a sudden you're at the top of you're fighting.
Okay, I agree with that. If you come out 7-2, you make it to 10. You should be at least knocking on the wild card.
At least.
Now your division has a chance to get 3 out of there, similar to what the NFL, what the East did about 2 years ago.
Yeah,
you got a shot to get 3 out of there.
For me, looking at that schedule, and I know it's been overblown. The Bears have an easy schedule. I think there's only about 4 to 5 games that I can definitely count as a win. The other ones are kind of in between. I expect Tennessee, Carolina, Washington, New England,
Arizona,
and Minnesota. You're gonna
there you go, Luck. I put it up for you. Who do you give me your 4 or 5 that you think are for real?
Okay,
for real.
Just
go ahead. Go down the order.
I'll just say definitely win, that I think Tennessee, Carolina,
2,
Washington,
3,
Arizona,
4,
New England,
5,
and you got at least split with Minnesota. I ain't gonna say 2. Minnesota's got a lot of talent.
And what about the Colts?
What about the Lions? Any of those?
The Colts are unknown, man. The Colts was 1 game from the playoffs last year. They were not that. I'm telling. That's why.
No, he's saying definitely, Hal. But I can understand. He's saying definitely. Well, what about the Lions? Definitely. I mean, we beat them. We beat them for a game in 55 minutes.
Yeah, but I still can't say it's a definite win.
One of them.
I'm 100% positive.
Not both of them. Would you give us one? Would you give us one?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be 7. So that's 7 for sure games, and then now you got 9 other ones that are up in the air.
And then, like you said, Sean, if you go 500 the rest of the way, after that 7, that's 12 right there. If you just go 500 from there,
here's the thing that's gonna. They'll only be heavily favored in about 6 in those 6 games. They'll be heavily favored in those games. The other games are going to be real, like 2 point. If they favor, it's going to be like a point or 2.
Here's why I think that they're going to have double-digit wins. Maybe even 10, but maybe even 11. That defense is on one.
Definitely.
That defense is on one.
Definitely.
All right. Jalen Johnson. Most people who get the bag, they relax. They have a tendency to exhale. Jalen Johnson's pissed. He's like, I didn't make first team All-Pro.
Yeah.
I got snubbed in the top 100. I was voted by my peers, not by no non-athletic sports writers. These are my peoples. These are the people that I play with and against. I got snubbed. Good. So I think Sweat with the Eric Washington factor, the defensive line coach, last off defensive coordinator that they got, is a huge impact. You saw what that defensive line was doing in the preseason. And I know it's second and third teamers fighting for a job, but you also saw those guys early on getting pressure. I think this defense is going to be a huge part, and that's why Kevo, in those first couple of games, we talked about Indy being a wild card, and hold on, let me look.
The Rams.
Indy being a wild card, the Rams, and Jacksonville. Houston. I think, Houston's a little better.
I forgot
team.
about Jacksonville.
The thing that I'm thinking that this defense really steps up, flexes their muscles, while this offense is able to get some chemistry. And once they do,
but then you don't really know what Jacksonville team gonna show up to. Like,
you got a new coach. Remember, they got Doug Peterson, all right, from the Eagles. So that's going to help Trevor Lawrence a whole lot.
Yeah.
So that's then that's in London, and Jacksonville lives in London. They have 5 games in London every year. I'm exaggerating for effect, of course, but yeah, they go literally every year. So yeah, but I still think 6-3 is probably the worst that they'll end up after those first 9 games before we face the Packers. And you split the rest, and God forbid you do more than split. Say you go 5-3 in the rest. Well, man, there you go. But 4-4 should get you double-digit wins, and in the last 8 games, I'm saying. If you go 4-4 in those last 8 games, you're fighting. I just think that Ryan Poles is preparing if things go, because we know, man, we've seen some teams that how the hell they get that far? How the hell they do that? Who they play with? Somebody gets hurt. They catch the. Let me look at the schedule. They catch Green Bay. They catch Jordan Love gets hurt the week before. He misses 2 weeks. Not the rest of the season, just 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So we get Green Bay that time. Brock Purdy gets hurt in week 13, and he can't play for week 14, or he's a shell of himself in week 14. All right. So there's a whole bunch of ways that I'm saying this is a whole bunch of things have to fall right for the Bears to get to the NFC Championship.
Oh yeah.
But Ryan Poles is building it in case it does. And that's what I like about Ryan Poles. He's like,
but you don't think it's all going to happen 1 year though, right?
No, I don't.
We've seen crazier happen though.
We have,
right? And he didn't build his team to take 3, 4, 5 years either. He built a win now.
He didn't build it for 1 year. That's all I'm saying. He didn't build it for 1 year.
I didn't say for 1 year, but it's a possibility. I mean, based on what Sean and everybody just said, we saw the schedule. There is a possibility with the players that Ryan Poles had put around Caleb Williams, with the accolades that you all have Caleb Williams on, the high poweredness,
the gold jacket,
So, but what I'm saying though is, if Caleb Williams comes out to be this dynamic quarterback that everybody expects, the offense holds up. The defense does what is Bear defense. We beat Green Bay, beat Detroit, beat Houston, because those seem like the 3 teams that people are most concerned with: Green Bay, Detroit, and Houston. Oh, and Frisco.
I'll say this: if Caleb
Frisco is late in the year, though.
If Caleb Williams has a C.J. Stroud rookie season, then I can see the conference championship. If he has that type of season. But we know that's an anomaly. That doesn't just happen.
Let me ask you guys a question.
But if he come out though for 4,300 yards and 30-some touchdowns, you know what I mean?
Well, then that's different.
If you wasn't expecting to come in and win now.
But that's going to change the whole outlook if he do that.
Don't worry about the yards. All right, don't worry about the numbers part of it, because here's why. If this defense goes nuts, and think of how many short fields that this defense can give our offense. Okay. Think of man, you took the words right out of my mouth. And that punter hitting them jokers inside the 10, having to pump back, return, and now we're starting at the plus 40. Think of how many short fields. So let's not worry about the numbers. He got 4,200 yards, whatever. He could have 3,100 yards, and we had 15 or 20, less than 50-yard touchdown drives. See what I mean? Those are the things.
I got you. I see what you're saying.
That's huge. That's why I said this defense is going to be huge. And the biggest. Let me ask you this: is Caleb smart enough to rely on everybody else? You don't got to be Superman anymore. You got DJ Moore, you got Keenan Allen, you got Roma Dunze, you got Cole Kmet, you got DeAndre Swift. Is he smart enough to allow them to make plays until he's ready and he evolves into Superman? Do you think
he should be as a rookie?
That's my biggest concern. Honestly.
But he's a number 1 overall pick.
That's my biggest concern. And he's played that way most of his career, where he was Superman from high school to college. Like, he came in and had to do it all pretty much.
Can he be Clark Kent for a while?
Right. Is he capable of doing that? But I put that on Shane Waldron.
Well, hold on.
Both of them.
DJ Moore, Allen, them should be like, hey, dog, you're good, but get the ball to your playmakers. We got you. You ain't got to force nothing. Swift, you ain't got to force nothing till you get your feet on it. You ain't got to be. You got people around you, bro. Like, the veterans should be telling him that too.
I think everyone may have told that to him, but the question is, will he listen?
That's what I was going to ask. Is he going to be receptive to that conversation?
You know what? They're right. Let me hit these slants. Let me hit these curls. Let me hit everything underneath and get this down so double moves come later in the season, because everyone thinks we're doing slants and hitches and hooks and all this other stuff. Do you think his ego will stop him from doing that, or you think he's smart enough to say, hey, let me do that? Okay,
that's a question mark.
Well, he only played a little, but I didn't see him trying to force nothing and make spectacular. Like, he wasn't doing that. He was just going with the offense. Like, I didn't see him doing that.
I'm not saying he is or not. I'm literally asking a question.
Right.
Here's how I would say it. He's gonna do some rookie stuff, y'all. He's gonna throw some bad balls instead of throwing it out of bounds. He's gonna do some rookie stuff, but I don't think he's gonna do that much because he got too much around him to be like, hey, dog, make the simple pass, bro. We got this. Our defense gonna hold. We don't need you doing all that. So by the time he tries to force something and throws an interception, you got DJ Moore, you got Allen, and all them on the sideline. Like, hey, you ain't got to do that, bro. We got this.
I think he has a great respect for them too, because him and Keenan Allen have a really good relationship. So
right, already.
So he'll listen to that. Somebody does have his ear already and letting them know that.
Is he going to be able to hold his ego in check long enough, though?
Right, now, one of the things that did come up, and I thought it was an interesting point, the Bears probably had the youngest quarterback room, the least experienced quarterback room in the entire NFL with him, Tyson Bagent, and they brought was Reed back to the practice squad. They literally have 4 NFL games of experience in their quarterback room, and that's Tyson Bagent. 4 games in their quarterback room. Some people thought they should have kept Rippon or maybe a veteran to kind of like help, kind of guide the youngsters. So that could definitely play a factor. But guys, real quick, we don't have that much longer. I want to get into it because by the time our next show, 2 games would have already been played. Sean, you can stay on for these. We got 2 games Thursday, Ravens, Chiefs, and Friday, Packers, Eagles in Brazil. So I want to get you guys predictions while we still got a little bit of time, and why you think that DY Ravens, Chiefs, Thursday night, kicking it off. Who you got?
Probably the Ravens. The Chiefs they trying to work in these new young players into the offense. I think those bright lights always present some jitters, especially when you start kicking the season out. So obviously Baltimore be the one to kind of set the tone to start the season out. And then for the second game, I think Philly will come out and show their prowess that they still really that team to beat. They should be better than last year. So those will be my 2 picks.
Sean?
Well, hopefully that game Friday gets off. They're talking about postponing it or canceling it, moving it because of wildfires down in Brazil.
Yep.
I found that out yesterday. Opening night, I don't think KC really cares. I mean, of course they want to win. They want to go into, possibly go undefeated, that whole thing. They don't give a damn. Because at the end of the season, they know 15 is going to have them in position. So I think Baltimore might win it, or they may. Kansas City may come out and say, "Hey, listen, we're going for a 3-peat, the only 3-peat in the history of the NFL." So they might come out on 10, on 100. They might. I'll take. After thinking that and talking that through, I'll take KC. In that, and also what it does, it lets Baltimore know, like, hey, I know you got Derrick Henry. We still got number 15, Patrick Mahomes. Second
brothers, huh?
Yeah, and the second game, screw Green Bay. I hope they lose and get blown out by 50. Because screw them. Just keep it at a buck.
I don't know why y'all do Green Bay like that, man.
Because they beat us all the damn time, bro. That's why.
And Jordan Love was talking crazy. Talking about he want to own the Bears. That
All you gotta do is beat them. How about that?
You're right.
And, well, we will week 11.
Yep.
That's where it starts.
Give me your predictions Thursday.
I'm with Sean. I think KC is gonna come out and put everybody on notice. You know what I'm saying? We're the Super Bowl champs, so you want to start, you got to come through us starting at the beginning of the season. And again, just like Sean said, screw Green Bay. We need to go ahead and get them started and lose the streak right away.
I got you. Kevo.
Y'all so mad at Green Bay. All you do is beat them. Hey, man, look. I think Baltimore will have a chip on their shoulder. We lost the AFC Championship. We had one of the best years we've ever had as a Ravens organization, as far as record. Lamar Jackson was healthy. We were at home, and we lost to y'all. We coming in y'all crib. Let's do it. I don't know if it's to be a Super Bowl hangover. I kind of agree with Sean that, yeah, they want to win, but I think Baltimore will be more hype first game than the Chiefs would. Chiefs trying to make it through the year. Like, I don't think they.
First game?
Huh?
They're gonna be an Arrowhead.
They're gonna be an Arrowhead. That's game. That's Super Bowl champs.
Gatehouse Stadium.
But Detroit went in there and beat them first game last year.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So I
point.
think Baltimore, like, hey man, they beat us. They gearing up for this first game. Let's go get them. If the Chiefs hang around, then yeah, they'll take the game. Patrick Mahomes will take the game. But I think Baltimore wins that. I got Philly because I do want to see Saquon Barkley do well. Even though I wouldn't be shocked if Green Bay pulled it, man. Look, Green Bay looked good at the end of the year last year. I'm just saying, y'all. I know they're young. They got a good young team.
Ain't that
I
young,
wouldn't be
dog?
shocked, but I'm going to take
3 years in. They ain't that young, Kev. We're talking third year in for some people. Those wide receivers.
Yeah, a couple of days. Yeah.
Expectations are pretty high.
Ain't they running back out?
No, they got Jacobs now.
They got Josh
They got Josh Jacobs from
Raiders.
Raiders.
Dylan out.
And then Aaron, the backup, and then Aaron Jones went to Minnesota.
Miles, real quick, give me your predictions. We got a wrap up.
Well, damn Green Bay. Let's just get that let's get that game out the way first. The hell with Green Bay. But even beside that, I just think Philly is a better team. What was the other game?
Baltimore, KC.
Chiefs and Ravens.
Chiefs and Ravens in Arrowhead. Chiefs are trying to pull off something. They're trying to make a magical run for their three-peat. The Chiefs are trying to solidify themselves as the greatest dynasty the NFL has ever seen. And it's championship, championship night. I think the Chiefs, man, I think the Chiefs gonna do them people bad, man. I think they're gonna do Baltimore bad. Baltimore is just not. They for some get off of my plate. Baltimore is just not. For some reason, they just not ready yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna take some
knocking at the door, House. They was in the championship at the seat.
So I give my quick predictions. I'm gonna take Baltimore that first game. I'm with Kevin. I think they got a chip on their shoulder. I think they definitely got a chip on their shoulder. And I agree with Sean. With KC, I think they don't feel like they gotta go like 13-4 or 15-2 to get it done. They know they just gotta be there at the end. And that dude, number 15, gonna get them over the top. That division is getting a little weaker and weaker. I don't really see them. I mean, they're gonna be high. I think it's ring night and all that. But I'm gonna take Baltimore with the chip on their shoulder, and I'm gonna go with Philly. But totally honest, I'm watching Philly real close. They had a lot of issues last year. Still got a lot of talent, but they had a lot of issues with the coaches.
Yeah, the coach.
And Jalen Hurts. People are starting to question Jalen Hurts. He needs a bounce back year. So with that being said, guys, we're going to get ready to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up a little different today. Instead of each one of us doing our parting shots, We're gonna dedicate this to the next 3 weeks, what we're gonna call September to Remember. SmokeFellas all over the place. Sean got the flyers. I want y'all to come on out, man. This is our last weekend of rest. Then it's SmokeFellas down the next 3 weeks. So of course, next Sunday, opening weekend, the kickoff, man, Sunday, Bear Smoking Madness with the SmokeFellas, Eduardo Limon Cigars. Come on out, man. We're gonna be on the grill. We got food, raffles, TV, nice Bears basket. We got a bunch of other stuff we raffling off. And of course, y'all know how we do with the strip cards and the cash prizes. And y'all already know watching the game with us is always a great time. So come on out next Sunday. Get there early. Get there early. If you get there too late, you got to bring your chair out, your car, whatever, and sit down. But y'all already know what it is. Y'all been out there smoking madness. And then the following week, now the One Smoke, One Love after is the following week. Yep, One Smoke, One Love, man. It's a celebration of the Chicago cigar groups, man. You see all the different groups on the flyers. Come on out at Hazel Crest Park District. Bring your chairs, your tents, your grills. It's going to be a great time. You see that DJ lineup, including our very own DJ DY Nemesis. Man, it's going to be a blast. If y'all
bananas
last year, it was bananas. It was bananas. Come on out. Rep your group. If you're not in a cigar group, if you don't smoke cigars, come on out, man. It's going to be a great time. And then last but not least is the trip to Indy. The Bears Smoking Madness in Indy. SmokeFellas invading the Nap, baby. Still got seats on the bus available. They going fast. People last minute, they snatching them up. You want to get in myself a tie, y'all know how to reach us. Go to our Facebook page. Get in touch with us. Get that in. We got our day party. That's Saturday. Day party at Cosmo Nights. You see the address at the bottom, 3338 North Illinois Street in the Nap. Even if you're not on the bus, you're just driving down, come on, holler at us. That's going to be a great party. Also, DJ DY Nemesis will be banging the box for that event as well. And then the next day is our watch party at Culture. It's a beautiful spot, man. Huge patio, $25 tailgate buffet. It's going to be a great time. Big fella going to get us down there on the bus. It's going to be love, man. I'm telling you guys, the next 3 weeks is going to be madness. So come join the fellas, man. And we have Mr. SmokeFella back, man. Safe travels. We talk a lot of shit, but we do hope he gets back. We do hope he get back safe, man. So on behalf of the fellas and Sports Zone Chicago, go ahead, House.
Hey, just one before we go, man. We didn't mention, hey, man, shout out, send your prayers up to them hockey players, them brothers, the Goudreaus or whatever, that lost their lives Thursday. They were in town for their sister's wedding on Friday. They were supposed to have been groomsmen in her wedding, and they were killed Thursday, and her wedding was supposed to be Friday. They were hit by a drunk driver. So, they were professional hockey players. 31 and 29 years old, man.
Man, prayers up to the family. Those family. And to all the Virgos, happy birthday. The twins will kill us if we didn't say it, but happy birthday to all the Virgos as well. And as we say every week, when there's smoke, there's see y'all next week, man. Peace.